Hi, I'm Brenda Thomson, the Executive Director of Arizona Humanities. And Arizona Humanities is the Arizona chapter of the National Endowment for the Humanities. And we've supported many, many programs over the past 40 years. But I have to say there has never been a program quite like Project Humanities. It's had incredibly far-reaching impact, incredibly diverse audiences. I've attended so many programs, and I have to tell you, people come of all ages. There are toddlers, elementary school-age kids, short, fat, tall, thin, bespectacled, freckled, veterans, gay, straight, transgender, handsome deans with bow ties. Let's go. And what happens is something that is inexplicable, the experience that you have. The topics which are covered by Project Humanities are wide-ranging. They provoke you, invite you to participate, invade your creative imagination with passion, and equally with patience. What do I mean? You can't be at a Project Humanities event without feeling something. You may go thinking you're just going to check out the scene, and you may find yourself meeting people you've never met before. You may find yourself laughing. You may find yourself crying, but you will find yourself. And when you go to a Project Humanities event, you may find yourself in a classroom, a theater, a church, a lawn, or a box of light under the stars out in Tempe. But no matter where you are, the space will be a safe space. And you may explore difficult conversations about the world and about topics you never explored before, but you can have that conversation in a safe space. Sometimes the world is a pretty ugly place. A recent example is this past Sunday when Professor Lester took Project Humanities to a local church to discuss the topic of the N-word. It's not a word I'm very fond of hearing, and what's interesting is that people have such different impressions about this word. Some people think it's cool. But what's interesting is Neil's teaching of the history of the word and of the possible hurt of the word. And one of the people in the audience was a grandmother who had a little grandson, and she was moved to tears. She talked about how he was bullied at school, how he was called the N-word, and someone poured chocolate milk over his head and told him he was shit. By the age of 11, he was already so deeply disturbed by those words that when he went to the doctors, they discovered he had 4 ulcers. So bombs and guns and knives can kill, but so can words, so sharp that they can wound the spirit of a young boy at the beginning of his life. And sometimes the world is a beautiful place. And that very same audience was a young man who thought the N-word was cool, but not after that event. He quoted another young high school student who said, "It's not cool to be loved and hung with the same word." And he said after attending that event, he would never use that word again. The conversations that we share can change the world, and that which we have in common is far more important, our humanity, than what sets us apart. Thank you, Project Humanities, and thank you, Neil, for teaching us to listen, to learn, and to reflect, and to hopefully change the world. Thank you.